Hey, John, we'll get things rolling with Jordan.
John, especially when, your quarterback goes out early, and we've heard the respect that you guys talk about, John and Jared, and to see something like that, did that light a fire under you guys a little bit? It certainly seemed like the defense responded to that early adversity.
Oh yeah, we were going to fight for whoever, was under center. We knew they were both going to prepare to play, and it actually happened. It went that way. Unfortunately, John went down, but Jared was to play. It was just a seamless transition, but we were going to fight hard for whoever was playing.
Kurt?
Hey, John, the interception, how much did that change the momentum, especially that early, a long way away, but what does that do, if you could explain, because your defense is outscoring your offense these days?
Oh, yeah, it's a momentum game. Anytime you can score on defense, that's a huge boost, not just in the scoring column, but, just for the morale on the sideline. So a turnover period is big, but getting in the end zone is even bigger. So tip my hat off to Darious. He's been playing pretty well all year long, so we just got to keep it rolling.
Eric?
Hey, John, as a defensive player, to see somebody like Akers running as hard as he runs, what does that mean for you as a defensive guy to know that he's out there doing that?
I mean, look, we're on the sideline getting rest, and he's running rampage. So, I mean, for a young guy, a rookie, to come in and just do his thing, it's unreal. And I tip my hat off to him. Tip my hat off to Coach Brown for getting all the running backs ready. But, if you can run the ball in these playoffs, it can help the defense get rest and help you win games. So we got to keep that rushing attack going.
And then what do you notice the difference from Cam early in the year, training camp, to where he's at now?
I just feel like he's more of a professional. We knew he was like a slasher. We knew he can run, knew he has vision, but I feel like he's a year 2, year 3 player now. He just got games underneath his belt. He's seeing things, making good cuts, and running hard. So it's good for him.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gary?
John, the defense has kind of carried this team throughout the season. Did you guys go into today feeling like you as a unit were going to have to win this?
I think we feel like that every game, regardless of what's going on, on the other side of the ball. We want to come out, be a staple. We want to be aggressive. We want to limit yards, limit big plays. That's what we've been doing all year. So regardless of what offense and special teams doing, we know we got to hold each other down and just play hard for one another.
And what was your guys' attitude as a group when Aaron went out? Yeah,
I mean, you hate to see him go down, but we were just hoping that he's okay, ready for next week. But it's next man up. Obviously, it's impossible to replicate what he does, but, next man up, hold his own, make sure you get your job done, and you just got to keep moving forward. Hopefully he's okay.
Kevin?
John, what's the mindset or the conversation on the defense at halftime when you're up by, I think it was 10, knowing that you guys, I think now you're 37-0 leading at halftime under Sean?
Right. All year long, we've been a second half team. So we didn't really have the mindset of, we're up. It was just kind of second half, just where we kick in. We're comfortable now. And it's time to be aggressive. The ball was going to be in the air because we had the lead. So it's really just 0-0. Let's start off second half team. Let's continue what we've been doing.
Claudia?
John, congratulations. How much does it pump you up to see Sean McVay running down the sideline at full speed to congratulate someone on a play?
I mean, it's huge. It's kind of hard. The head coach supposed to kind of keep his composure, but when he gets excited like that, it fuels the whole team. That's our leader, and he's going to keep leading us. So it's big time, especially when he can run. Some coaches in this league couldn't make up and down the sideline. So we got a young, energetic coach who's behind us and setting us home for us. It's great.
All right, we'll wrap up with Dennis, Jim, and then Jordan, please.
John, can you talk about why are you guys able to have so much success against that Seattle offense?
Oh yeah, I just think it's familiarity. We play this team. This is the third time we played them this year. I can't even count how many times I personally played against Russell Wilson and this team. But if you keep him in the pocket, try to limit him from extending plays, you're gonna have success. And we got a secondary that's been locked down all year, not giving up too many deep balls. that's the recipe to beat this team, and that's what we showed today.
Thank you.
Yeah, John, it sort of dovetails with what I was going to ask. Playing them for the second time in 3 weeks, were they doing basically the same things? Were there some wrinkles? What were you seeing?
Right. They have an identity. I think they want to run the ball first, period. That's just who they've been, even with back to like beast mode. They want to run the ball first. If you knock the run out, Russell tries to get in this bag and be Houdini. So just keeping them in the pocket, not letting them extend plays. The receivers are going to get open for them. So we just really try to keep our eyes on our luggage and make plays down the field, limit the explosives. That's been the recipe for as long as I can remember.
Thank you.
Hey, John, I just want to go back to Darious Williams' play, his pick six really quick, because it seems like it's already hard enough to jump a medium to longer route, but to jump what looked like a little screen pass, I think you guys probably have to be deep in your film study on that. Would you diagnose that and how difficult a technical play that might have been?
I mean, I feel like at that point, that's just Darius being an athlete, being a football player. He trusted what he saw. I can remember the last game, 2 weeks ago, the first drive, he did the same thing, almost had a pick. So it's really just him trusting his instincts, trusting what he sees and making plays. And today he capitalized.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, John.
Hey, Jared. We saw quite a few close-ups of your thumb as the game progressed from the broadcast, and it looked like it was swelling somewhat painfully. How did it feel out there for you, and what was it like for you guys collectively to sort of gut through this one?
Yeah, I guess I'll get this out of the way first. My thumb is fine. It was, and I'm not going to use it as an excuse for anything that didn't go my way today on any throw or anything. My thumb is fine. It's coming along. It's not 100% because it had surgery 10 days ago or 12 days ago, whatever, but it's in a good place. And I'm very capable with what I got going on right now. But yeah, from that, yeah, I'm very proud of our team. It's an exciting game. It's an exciting day. Anytime you get a playoff win, anytime you get to come to Seattle and beat these guys in the playoffs. I mean, I think about 2 weeks ago, I'm sitting right here in this chair, knowing I have a broken thumb, lying to you guys. And, coming back here and winning this game in a big way is meaningful. And we saw everything. We saw the way that they celebrated. We saw what they did, and like Aaron said, we wanted this one.
Yeah, and I hear you, and I don't get me wrong. I wasn't making any excuses for you by saying.
No, I know. I just wanted to get that out of the way first because it's important to me that that's not made a crutch.
I gotcha. And then what's the management going to be like in terms of maybe reducing swelling or pain tolerance, anything like that?
There's no pain, to be honest. There's no pain. It's not. I mean, it's got screws in it, and it's a little bit swollen, but the pain is not the issue.
Thanks, Jared.
Lindsay.
Jared, what was it like for you this week when Sean made the decision that John was going to start?
Yeah, it was tough. As a competitor, of course, I wanted to be out there and wanted to play, and felt like I could, and felt like I could make a difference. So yeah, it was tough. It was some long conversations we had, but ultimately I respect his decision. He's the coach. He had to make a decision that he needed to make early in the week to get out in front of some stuff, and I get it. But as a competitor, of course, I wanted to play and was ready to play.
And then what was it like to see obviously John get hurt and then have to step in there quite quickly?
Yeah, it's never what you hope for. I mean, John's a good friend of mine at this point, and I thought he was doing some good things out there, and took a shot there and had to come out. But like I said, I was ready to go, and I think my whole mindset through the week was to stay ready. You never know what can happen, and I've played in big games before. I've played in playoff games before, and have that experience. So I try to draw on some of that with the lack of reps, and just trust myself.
Evan.
Seeing Aaron go out in the second half, Cooper limp off, I guess, late in the game. You guys had to overcome a lot today. How satisfying was that?
Extremely satisfying. Yeah, I think, guys like him, Whit, Coop, like you mentioned, Aaron, fighting through some stuff. And I like I said, I was ready to go and fighting through, some things in my own way, but yeah, it was very satisfying. I think, again, I'll talk about 2 weeks ago, being up here, losing this game in a bad way, them clinching the division against us and having that, sour taste in your mouth, the next day I have surgery, and I'm sitting here 12 days later, winning a playoff game against the same team, and it feels good.
Gary?
Jared, I know we've asked you this a couple times during the regular season, but in the playoffs, especially, what's it like to have a defense that is capable of regularly putting points on the board?
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. I've never played with a defense of this caliber, and it's exciting. It makes, what we do on offense, I don't want to say easier, but it gives us a lot more opportunities, I believe. And when they're able to, Darious is able to take a pick six, it's just it's amazing. What they've been doing this year is amazing, and we've been able to rely on them in some spots. And I'm sure at some point they'll have to rely on us. And but we're playing some good ball right now on defense. It's really exciting to see.
Bill?
Yeah, Jared, were you angry at being benched, and did you feel like you had something to improve when you came into the game?
Yeah, Bill, of course, as a competitor, you just want to play. I think, Sean was very clear with me that it was not that. It was, we had to do some things early in the week to be ready to play this game. And I understood it. But as a competitor, yeah, all week I was not thrilled with it, but I knew why. I get it. And, to be honest, on the field, I can say whatever I want about how my thumb feels. It doesn't hurt, but there were some, limitations to an extent, being so fresh out of surgery. Do I think that'll be the case next week? I don't think so. I think it'll continue to progress and get to a good place, where I feel even better, and it's only going to feel better as time goes on. But again, I get it. I wouldn't say, I want it, or, I agree with it, but I get it. And I'm happy to be back.
Are you the starting quarterback next week?
We'll see. We may play this game of cat and mouse with you guys for another week. We'll see.
Thank you.
Maria?
Hey, Jared, from a mental standpoint, you were talking about the fact that, you had to kind of prepare that you weren't going to start, but then you quickly get thrown into the game. How long did it kind of, from the mental perspective, take you to kind of settle in today?
Yeah, a handful of snaps. I think, like I said, I've played in games like this before in this stadium and against this team. And so I drew on some of that as far as, just having that experience. But yeah, lack of, however many weeks of reps I've had is definitely something you have to kind of work through in those first few snaps. But I would say, I don't know, 1 or 2 drives and I was right back in it like I am, and it felt good.
How great was it having Andrew Whitworth back out there with you?
Tremendous. He's a great player, great dude, and an incredible leader. And I thought today his leadership showed, and obviously his play on the field was beneficial for us.
We'll wrap up with Michael, Nick, and then Claudia, please.
Jared, 2 quick questions. First one, talking about the thumb and how it's going to get better. What did Dr. Shin and the experts tell you as far as what you were limited to will happen now after getting another week, I guess, to let the thumb heal?
Yeah, I'm not, it's hard to explain because it doesn't hurt, but it had surgery 12 days ago. So the functionality of it is very close to what it was. It's not, but it's very close. And it's like I said, it's going to take, it will continue to get better over time. Every day it'll get better. And I could be sitting here next week saying, oh yeah, it feels like it did. I could be sitting here tomorrow saying it feels like it did 3 weeks ago. I don't know. I've never had this injury before, but the doctors are optimistic that it'll continue to get better, and we'll continue to treat it. Thanks.
And second question, red zone efficiency has been a problem with this team, off and on throughout the season. You got 2 touchdowns down there today. Is there anything you saw by watching last week or in tape that helped you to do that? And how can you continue that red zone efficiency moving forward next week? I don't know if there's anything I saw. I think the 2 times we scored, the first one it's just when we're running the ball down there, it comes down to, a mindset of scoring and understanding, that we only get down there so many times in a game, and you have to take advantage of it. And I think, we've had, spots this year where,
we haven't finished, and you take it personally. You know about it. You know that you're not finishing in the red zone like you want to be, and I think our offensive line took it personally, and you saw that on some of those runs down there. And then I think that the touchdown pass at the end there, Robert was wide open, so it worked out pretty good.
One each from Nick and then Claudia, please.
Hey, Jared, you've been able to watch Cam Akers grow and develop over the course of the season. What did you see from him today that impressed you? And what have you seen? How have you seen his growth progress to you up until this point here in the playoffs?
Yeah, Cam's coming into his own. I think, that Patriots game was really where he had his coming out party, but we've seen it progress all year, and it's been exciting for me to see as a guy that's been here for a handful of years now, and seeing a rookie, see his trajectory go, and seeing the player that he can become. And I think it's only beginning for him. He's done a great job. He's smart. He's tough. He's athletic. He can do it all. He can catch. You saw the ball he caught and took down the sidelines. I mean, he can do anything you ask of him, and he's a great guy to have, and I'm proud of him.
Jared, congratulations. You guys defeated one of the best playoff teams. How much confidence do you have going into the next game?
A lot of confidence. Yeah, we feel great. It's exciting. I think that's the thing that you take from this is we come up here and, all week we were told how good they are and how we, snuck into the playoffs, and you come into their home place, and 2 weeks ago you saw them smoking cigars and getting all excited about beating us and winning the division, and we're able to come up here and beat them in their own place. And it feels good. It feels really good. I think it's satisfying, but by no means are we any bit finished or fully satisfied. I think, we've got a lot of work to do, and next week will be another challenge, and we'll be ready.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jared.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Andrew, we'll get things rolling with Jordan, please.
Yep.
Hey, Whit, how you doing? Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. I'm good.
When you guys go through a situation where you lose one quarterback to what kind of looked like a scary hit, and then your other quarterback is going to have to gut through and play under some pain and with some pain, what is the sort of sense of motivation, or what's the conversation like to go out and kind of gut through a win like that?
I think it was just an excellent job by everybody. I mean, coaches and players included. I mean, you look at it, two, good quarterbacks that we have, and what kind of different styles. And so I think that really with us having a chance to have John in there and Wolford in there, is probably a little bit different plan than Jared playing. And obviously with him coming back from his thumb, unsure how that's going to affect him. And so, you're feeling good, kind of felt like we started to get some stuff going and feeling pretty confident. And then something happens like that. And you got to imagine for a play caller, it's like all of a sudden you're switching from really one style to another, and you're not entirely sure, what we have there with the ability of Jared's thumb to be healed that fast. So, I think it was one of those things that we knew up front. It was going to take a great rushing day, be able to move the football on the ground and find explosives when we could.
Kurt?
Hey, Whit, two quick questions. A, how'd you feel back out there? And B, can you describe what you've seen in the past month from Cam Akers?
A, it's one of those things. I knew today was going to be about being a warrior, and obviously, tearing my MCL and my PCL only 8 weeks ago. I knew this was going to be rare territory, and it was going to take a heck of an effort to get through the game. And that was really the problem that you can't simulate, right? You go through the week and you can feel good doing things, but there's no way to know, can I make it through a 3.5-hour game and really anything, how to simulate anything similar to that. And so I knew it was going to take some grit and some determination to do that. But also B, I mean, with Cam, it's one of those things that you're watching a guy grow up and learn how to play NFL football, and a guy who has all the ability, all the talent, and most importantly, the right stuff in his chest. He's made of the right junk. His heart, his passion for the game is special. So it's just really continuing, to help him along and teach him things and the feel that he's looking for. And when he finds it, encouraging him. And I mean, I think those are the things that are important for a guy like myself, being a captain and a leader. Just making sure he's confident in himself, because there's nothing he needs to recreate. He just needs to be him, and I got to help him be the best version of himself every week in any way I can.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Eric?
Andrew, there was a run there where Akers and the rest of you guys kind of moved the pile 6 yards, and he kind of let out a yell there at the end of it. How much does that fuel you when the guy behind you is playing like that?
Well, I mean, I think anytime you see in this league that you can run the football in playoffs, playoff football is about, more than just all the fantasy things you see in the regular season. It's going to be about imposing your will on each other. And you'll see in playoff football, all of a sudden one team will show up and it's like, man, they seem like a force out there. And you're going to need plays like that where you see guys just saying, hey, it doesn't have to be perfectly blocked. I don't have to be, clear out in the clear, but I can go fight for tough yards and turn a 2 or 3 or 4 yard gain into something that's 8, 10, 11, 12. Those will make the difference in a football game. And the more you do that to a team, it demoralizes them. And I think that's something he's definitely capable of, and definitely up front, something we can do more of if we continue to play with that kind of attitude.
In the second half, it seemed like Goff started to build confidence a little bit, maybe get a little bit more comfortable with the injury. Did you sense that? And then is that something you can build off of for next week?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for him just to build some confidence back there and get himself going again. When you've been out a little bit, it's the same kind of thing. I know for me, really getting out there and having a chance to run the football well and feel confident doing that. I had a couple pass sets that, for me and my standard, I think can be better. And although they weren't bad, it's just, it could be better. And, it's kind of like, especially for my situation, I can imagine for him, it is with his thumb gripping a football and trying to spin it. It's one of those things where you might feel good, but it's like neurologically just to get yourself to like trust it and fire it and have the faith to kind of pull the trigger, how fast that has to happen. I can imagine it's one of those things that it's almost like there's nothing you can do about it other than just keep going. And as you warm up and as you feel better, it'll get better. And so I know for me it's the same thing, just trying to trust my leg and put it back there in places that, it's hard to do. You can tell yourself you're going to do it, but you got to make yourself kind of go through it a couple times to figure it out.
Can we wrap up with one each from Gary, Emmanuel, and Kevin, please?
Andrew, as an offensive player, how does it feel to know you have a defense that is not only going to stop the opposing offense, but also is capable of scoring as regularly as your defense has?
I mean, it's really special. I've had a chance when I was in Cincinnati too to be a part of some Mike Zimmer defenses that were really, really tough and gave us opportunities to win and every week. And if we could just figure out a way to either one, have the ball with a chance to take the lead at the end of a game, or just give them a solid 20 points or something, we would win. And it's kind of one of those things, with this defense is not only they're that good, but they also score. And it's really special. I can remember, Marvin Lewis, when I was with him, always talking about the Ravens defense that he was with that won the Super Bowl, how special of a run they had where they were scoring on defense and really giving their offense opportunities to win the game, just running the football a lot. And I think it's one of those things that when you can do that, if we can find a way to get hot on offense and kind of get healthy and have everybody hit on all cylinders, our defense keeps playing like that. It really gives you the opportunity that I don't care how good a team is, if you have a top defense who's going to limit their scoring and you can have a hot day, just be on one day on offense, you're going to be a tough team to beat.
Thank you.
Emmanuel?
Andrew, what do you guys do this week to kind of improve in the red zone?
I think it's one of those things throughout the year. You look at it, it's been a number of different things, whether it's been penalties, whether it's been conversions, converting some of those 3rd and shorts, finding a way to just get it in the end zone when you get inside that 10. It's one of those things that, it's hard to really give the regular season answer if we're gonna learn how to get better, we're gonna do these things, because it's just not true. I mean, you watch playoff football, it's about guys making football plays, and guys make special plays down there to win you a game or lose you a game. And to me, that's the biggest thing that I've kind of been chirping to our guys and our players on offense, is that the bottom line is it's going to come down to who makes the plays. Are you going to make a tough catch? Are you going to make a tough run? Are you going to do something where it's going to be covered, but we still come out on the positive end of it because you found a way to make the play? You watch playoff football, that's what it comes down to. You're not going to outsmart everybody. You're not going to have trick plays at work. For the majority of the time, it's going to come down to who wins those big ops. And we just have to keep focusing on when it's time to be big and it's time to make those plays. make them happen. And we had a big run down there for a score and one of those kind of ops in this game. And it's one of those things that when you need it, you got to go get it.
Last one question from Kevin, please.
Andrew, how tough could this be going forward? Now it looks like you'll have 2 quarterbacks on the injury report. Cooper Kupp limped off. Aaron Donald got hurt. How concerned are you guys?
I mean, it's always a challenge. I mean, when you're playing playoff football, you're going to get banged up, and we got to find a way to get guys healthy and put our best out there. And the reality is, you know what, it's for everything. So if you can figure out a way to get out there, if you can put yourself out there and it's safe, I trust the kind of guys we got, and they're going to, if they're ready and they're prepared to do that, they'll be out there. And if not, it's the next guy up, and we got to believe in that person and find the best way to be firing on all cylinders with them. But, it's the great part about this time of year is you win and you keep moving on, and you lose and your season's over. So there's no reason to have excuses. There's nothing to worry about. It's, hey, let's find a way to be the best team that we can be the next coming week and the next op we got, and whoever we have to do that with, I promise you we're going to do it. And we'll see where we're at when it's all said and done. And that's really the only thing you're concerned about is what's the best football team we can put on the field next week.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys. First of all, great team win. A lot of guys that really stepped up and answered the bell in a big way. Darious Williams, showing up. I thought that was a huge momentum shift for us. As you can see, I was very excited. I have no voice, even though my voice is normally raspy. But, the thought process going into the game was our starting quarterback had thumb surgery. He did everything in his power to get himself ready. We felt like him being ready, even in a limited capacity behind John, was going to be the best option. He handled himself incredibly well, showed great leadership throughout the course of the week. Thought John was really getting ready to get into a rip. And then Jared stepped in, handled things incredibly well. You could see, just battled, but I was really pleased with his effort. And you could just see, this is a guy you're talking about had thumb surgery a couple weeks ago. It's almost like deja vu, except for I just feel a little bit happier right now. So real credit to him. I thought just overall, just the defense showed up in a big way, had some big time special teams plays. Offensively, I love the way we were able to run the football. It was great to get Andrew Whitworth and Kupp back out on the field. Cam Akers is a stud, and we're excited about really competing to go see who we play next and see if we can keep this thing rolling. But, we'll enjoy this. A lot of respect for the Seahawks too. Coach Carroll, I have tremendous respect for the consistency at which they operate. A lot of their players, they're a tough team. It's why they're the reigning division champs, but we're excited about our opportunity to move on to the divisional round.
Jordan?
You guys go ahead. I probably answered everything then right now already, hopefully.
Hey, Sean, do you have because he was taken to the hospital for further evaluation, do you have an update on John Walford's status?
Yeah, he must be good because he was in the locker room smiling, looking good. So I think it was really just a stinger, but we're hopeful that he definitely seemed good. He was just in the locker room, so nothing too serious. Wanted to be as cautious as we could with something like that when you injure your neck, but it looks like it's trending in the positive direction, but I'll have further updates for you tomorrow or the following day whenever we meet again.
Okay. And then what was your assessment of that hit that took him out of the game?
I didn't see it. It was on the far side. What ends up happening is when you activate him as a runner and when he's diving forward, you lose that protection that quarterbacks typically have. But I didn't see it. I'd have to go back and look at the film to be able to give you a better answer, Jordan.
Lindsay?
Sean, just to clarify, so John Wolford did go to the hospital and then he made it back to the game. So he was in the locker room with you guys.
Yeah. Unless I'm imagining things. That's what I just said. He's in the locker room with us right now.
Okay. Thanks. And then
I don't mean to be a smart ass. So yes.
No. Okay. I just wanted to make it very clear that we got that correctly.
Yes.
And then is there any update on Aaron Donald?
No update there. I will have more information for you later on.
And then Jared Goff with that performance, what can that say about a guy who goes in there with a surgically repaired thumb and sticks it out like he did?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about him. I think it says a lot about his ability to prepare himself mentally to be ready to go. Kevin O'Connell and Liam Cohen getting him ready. I thought he did a nice job handling things. And really, you know, I thought guys made some plays. You know, you look at the down the field isolation where we had Kupp versus Jamal Adams. Cooper went up and got that ball for a big 44-yard gain. And then really, as the game progressed, I thought Jared settled in. We were able to kind of identify what are the things that you feel good about play-wise for us to activate, because for him to even be able to throw the football is pretty impressive. There were a couple limitations, as you guys saw, which is what led to the decision to go with John. And I was really pleased with Jared, and I think it's a real credit to him just being able to handle this week the right way and have himself mentally ready to go. And, you know, there you go. He ends up playing the majority of the game for us.
Gary?
Sean, if John is okay, who would start your next playoff game, John or Jared?
Yeah, we're working through all this stuff. I mean, Jared did a great job today. He's our quarterback. You know, a lot of that, Gary, is going to be predicated on how does Jared's thumb check out? How does it feel? What are those limitations as we move forward? You know, if Jared continues to progress, you feel good about that. But as you guys saw, it's a shame for John to have gotten hurt. You know, I'm really happy and pleased with what Jared did today, but John was getting into a rhythm. I thought he was seeing the field really well. And I'm really mad at myself for calling that stupid play that left him susceptible to getting injured.
And then what does it do for you as a play caller? It's gone pretty much the whole season to have a defense that you can count on to shut down just about any opponent.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It changes the way you feel like you have to call a game, Gary, to win games. And, you know, that's my role as a head coach. It's different than trying to just chunk up stats. You know, it's about winning and losing. It definitely enables you. You know, make no mistake about it. We're going out to compete. We expect to score points. I'll never use that as an excuse for why we haven't been more productive offensively. But at the end of the day, you do play games to win them. And when you get a feel for the flow of the game and the way our defense is played, I've been a tick more conservative than you normally would be in years past that you guys have seen. But it is about winning. That's what we care about. That's what our players care about. And that's why I love those guys so much.
Kevin?
Sean, when did you make the decision on the quarterbacks?
I made it last week. So I think it's a real credit to our players. I told the team earlier in the week, you know, I thought it was the right decision just based on Jared coming back from an injury. He had thumb surgery. There were some limitations with when he was even going to be able to take a snap. So as soon as we started our preparation this week, I announced it to the team, and I think it's pretty good that it stayed in-house. It's a real credit to the kind of guys that we have when there was a lot of people that knew about it, and you guys were still wondering what the hell's going on.
You picked up more.
We'll do the same thing to you this week too. Now, just so you know,
you picked up more injuries today. Have you had any of your teams had to sort of fight through this many injuries to win a big game?
Yeah, you know, right now I can't really remember, especially losing so many key players, but that was a tough physical game. That's a tough physical football team we played. Thought we matched their intensity. Thought our guys did a great job. They were ready to go. And, you know, like I said, we have so much respect, but we did come up here expecting to get this thing done. And now we move on to the next round.
Eric?
Hey, Coach. How big was it to have a healthy Cam Akers, and how did he help you guys offensively?
Yeah, he was huge. I mean, I thought Jared's best play of the day was on the third down where he stepped up, slid in the pocket, and found Cam for the explosive. You just see what a great athlete Cam is. He's tough. Thought he was really getting into a rhythm early on in the game, and it was big. You know, we were able to control the time of possession, able to just eat up yards a little bit at a time, and he's a special player. He's really tough, and I love the way Malcolm Brown came in and churned out some tough yards as well.
Is that what it's about in the postseason, having a defense like you have and being able to football when you need to?
I think so. I mean, you know, I don't know if that's what it's about in the postseason, but I think that's been the Rams' formula for success this year. And I think you have to be flexible year in and year out, play to the strengths of your team. We got a really tough physical football team, and I've been really pleased with the way the defense is played. And when we're able to run the football, things do come off of those actions where I thought Jared did a great job of maximizing those opportunities, especially later on into the fourth quarter. And that was a winning formula for us today. And then we'll figure out who we play next and try to put it together in all three phases.
Thanks, Coach.
Greg?
Sean, how is this defense able to play so well against Russell Wilson time and time again this year? Because he made a couple of plays, but it was more noticeable because of the ones he didn't make. What did you guys do so well against him?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's consistency. You know, we've talked about it week in and week out, Greg. And when you look at some of the plays Russell made, you have to tip your cap to him and say, you know, what an ability to extend plays. What a great job being able to change the platform and make some incredible throws. But our defense has been like that all year. And Russell is a great player, but we've got a great defense. I think we play 11 as one. I think our coaches do an excellent job. You know, Brandon and his staff, they've done such a good job of putting together plans week in and week out to put our players in the right spots. But the players are the ones that make it come to life and love this group. And I think you could see as the season's gone on, they love to be able to have that pressure of the expectations of living up to what they've done, you know, being the top unit in the league. I thought they answered the bell in a big way today. Darious Williams play, like I mentioned. Jalen continues to show why he's so special. John Johnson, obviously Aaron is Aaron, and Leonard Floyd. I mean, so many guys I could name, but I think the depth of the unit as well is where the strength is. I mean, how exciting is it to see Nick Scott come over the top, bat a ball down on a play intended for Lockett down the field where Troy Hill's in tight coverage. So I'm excited. I have a terrible headache right now, so hopefully we don't have too many more questions.
Thanks, Coach. We'll actually wrap here with Maria, please.
Oh, that's awesome. You're the man, Travis.
Sean, what was the status on Blake Bortles today? Was he not available or?
We just went with two quarterbacks, Maria. You know, the good news is that, you know, Blake is a guy that's played in a lot of significant games. And really, if Jared was not, you know, if his thumb didn't respond the way that it did this week, he would have been our number two. But it's been great having Blake around, his presence, his experience, and really just being around him. He's one of those guys it's hard not to like. So that was just a coach's decision having two quarterbacks up.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thanks, Sean.
Hey, Darius, we'll get things rolling with Jordan, please.
Hey, Darius, congratulations.
Thank you.
I actually don't think I've ever seen a pick six on a screen like that. Could you diagnose that for us, what you saw, whether you guys saw that on tape this week and what that play was like for you?
I mean, I saw it a couple of times. I think we got it last week, you know, with Jalen being as dominant as he is, you know, they got to try to move Metcalf around, get him away from Jalen, and basically feature him. And that's a play that I knew was going to happen. I knew they were just going to try to feature him, get him the ball somehow, let him break tackles, and I just read and jumped it.
Eric?
Sorry about that. Hey, it's a high risk, high reward play when you do that. So do you kind of have to pick your moments? I know that through film study, you have pretty good guess that that's coming, but how do you evaluate that?
I mean, when I film study, I memorize, you know, plays real good. And I think that's what helped me. I knew he was going to motion over all the way to one, and them guys was tight, and it was a big guy out there that, you know, they was going to try to get him the ball and let him work.
And then it's a big play, obviously, and I think you guys have scored 5 touchdowns defensively. What does it mean to be able to do that for your offense?
I can hear you. Say it again.
What does it mean for your offense to be able to make a play like that? I think you guys have had 5 defensive touchdowns now.
I can't even hear you. Sorry, you like cracking.
What it means to score 5 defensive touchdowns to
I mean, it's big, but also, like I always say, man, it tells you the talent that we got in our locker room. Everybody can make plays. Every single body from the front 7 or front however many to back 7, everybody can make plays. So I think that's huge, and especially when you got an offense. I mean, our offense is good. Don't get me wrong; like they be balling, but when you have a defense that can go out there and score, it just gives them all the more confidence.
Greg?
Darius, building on what you just said, John Johnson was just telling us how you guys felt the mentality that you had to really go out there and play hard for your quarterback because of what was going on in the situation with John and with Jared. What was your take on that? What was the defensive discussion like before this game?
I mean, we always got each other back. I mean, the defense, we always got our offense back. Our offense, you know, if we ever struggling, they're gonna have our back. So me personally, and I think for the team, I don't know, I wasn't really worried about the quarterback situation. I know JG's proven himself. He's a hell of a guy. Obviously, John had his ops and he killed his ops. But I think, you know, I don't think I look past that. I just think our defense we always got our offense back, and our offense always have our back.
Gary?
Darius, have you ever played on a defense that has scores as often as you guys do? And why do you think you guys have been able to be so productive putting points on the board?
I just think we all trust each other. We all believe each other. We got great coaches. All our coaches on defense, all our coaches are real good. They put us in position to make plays. And once again, we just are like glue. We stick together. We all believe in each other. We all trust each other, and we just go out there and play for each other.
Lindsay?
Darius, the broadcast showed DK Metcalf early in the game, very frustrated on the sideline, and made mention that obviously a very quiet stadium, it'd be possible that you guys would be able to hear his frustration from the other sideline. I'm wondering if you guys could hear that, if you could, the frustration from DK as you guys were shutting him down early in the game.
No, I couldn't even hear. I couldn't even tell or anything. But that's all Jalen. Jalen, he come in, do what he do. He go against the best every single week, week in, week out. So I don't blame him for being frustrated.
Thanks, Darius.
Yeah.
We'll wrap up with Claudia and then Michael, please.
Darius, congratulations. What does it say about this defense when it can close out a playoff game without Aaron Donald?
I mean, it speaks volumes. Once again, Aaron Donald, he by himself is a force. So our team, we got great depth at every position, and I think that's what's big for us. Everybody can come in, from the D-line to the linebackers to the DBs. Every guy can step in that's not playing, or if he's barely getting reps, whatever it is.
Michael?
Yeah, Darius, it's no coincidence that when you guys get takeaways and score points on the board as a defense, that you guys win games. Look no further than the last time you played these guys in Seattle. So what can you guys do to make sure that's sustainable moving forward, whether it's, practicing stripping the ball or film study? What can you guys do to make sure that continues?
I mean, that's basically it. We approach everything serious. We know as a defense, our job is to get takeaways. So however we get them, whether it's picks, fumbles, but that's our job.
All right. Thank you, Darius. Thank you, everyone.